Hello everyone. Today I will be performing a quick SEO audit of the site you are seeing here. This is the site, which kitchen appliance. So let's get started. Let's start with a manual review of the site, and then I will show you what I found using Screaming Frog. So this is the site. As you can see, this is an affiliate site. Let me quickly see what it looks like. Okay, so I can see that this is a category page. So category pages. So these are the target pages. So this is the target page, which is reviewing specific cookers. Okay, so more or less I have an idea about this site. Here's the contact page, about page. Okay, this is good. This is an affiliate site, and it has an about page, which is kind of rare, and it even is even describing this person that's behind this site. There are some information. There are some photos, so that's okay. That's really okay. So I will not only be talking about the bad things, but the good things as well. So this is definitely a good thing. Another good thing I noticed about this site is, for instance, let's see an example review, is that it has an author bio at the bottom of each review, which is again very okay for an affiliate site. Okay, so let's now go to the home page and quickly see, for instance, the structure of headers. Headings, okay. Maybe kind of okay, not the best in the world. So this is kind of acceptable, but generally headers shouldn't be links, and I think those are links. Let's quickly see. Oh, maybe they're not links. Let me inspect that. Okay, I was wrong. So these are the links. These are not the links. So this is okay. So these names as headers are perfectly fine. However, I see this is a header, which is kind of less okay. Definitely less okay. This shouldn't be headers. Yeah, this is an H2. Definitely something to be changed. Okay, let's see, for instance, a category page, cookers, and let's see the headers here. Kind of okay. Okay, let's see an example review page, and let's check the headers here. Kind of okay, but I am not convinced by those. These are repeated. Reasons to buy, reasons to avoid, repeated so many times. I'm not convinced by that. I'd rather have these as regular paragraphs, which are styled in a specific way, so that maybe the font is bigger or it's bolded. But generally, yeah, this is something I would change. Let's check, for instance, whether the site has alt text on images. As you can see, there are a bunch of images. Let's quickly run my favorite SEO plugin for that. It's called Alt Text Checker. Okay, so I clicked on that, and now I can see whether a specific image has an alt tag. And it looks like those images do not have an alt tag. Let me double check that by inspecting those images. because this plugin may sometimes kind of go crazy. Let's inspect that. Oh, yeah. So this is the old text of those images. Card image. I don't like that, definitely. There should be something like microwaves, ovens. So it looks like this, my Chrome extension was right. Again, card image. No, I don't like that. So alt images for those images should be changed. Let's see a specific category page. And okay, so here I can see that alt text is missing. So something to change. Definitely something to fix. Let's see an example review page. As you can see, in the case of this site, there are basically 3 types of pages. There's the home page, of course, information pages like about, contact. There is the category page, and there is the kind of the target page with the review, which is the page we are now on. Let's see whether this page has alt text images, alt text on images. Okay, so here we have. Okay, so here it looks like it is okay. Okay, so these have an alt text. So okay. Let's see the about page. Not about page, the blog page. There is a blog page. We have a bunch of blog posts here. Let's see whether those images have an alt text. Oh, again, card image. I don't like that. Something to be changed. Definitely. Let me quickly turn on air conditioning. It's getting very hot here. Okay. Let's see this article. Let's check alt. Oh, this has an alt text, but this alt text is not really very friendly. It looks like a file name. Maybe there is a plugin which automatically adds this, but I'm not sure if there is a plugin that does that, because then we would have those similar alt text on all of the images, but this is not the case. So that is something to be changed. This is not a very friendly alt text. This one again has this hyphen. This one similar. Okay, this Jen has an alt text. That's okay. I would add an alt text here on the logo as well. Why not? Okay. What else can I check? Let's check the nothing other than the speed. So I will check the speed of the site using Google PageSpeed Insights, of course. And let's see what it looks like. Not so bad. But I see that core vitals are not passed, but it is kind of acceptable. The only thing is the LCP, which is kind of high, but this is the lab data. As we can see for the field data, this is 2.3 seconds, so this is okay. There aren't a lot of things that Google PageSpeed Insights has problems with. So it is generally okay. Desktop looks even better. Okay, there's just this one issue with fonts. Oh no, it's okay. It's unable to check. So something to look into. So okay, regarding speed, I think it is totally acceptable for this type of site. Let's now see. Sorry. Let's now see Let's now see what pages of the site are indexed, how many pages are indexed. So it shows me something like this. Is it really the number of the pages indexed? Okay, let me see if it changed. I don't see anything weird here. All of those pages look okay. So yeah, I think it is okay. There's some kind of an ultimate guide. Let's see this ultimate guide. Oh, it looks nice. There are some links, external links, okay. And one thing I see here, there are no breadcrumbs. So this is this ultimate guide. And we don't really know where it belongs to, whether it belongs to the blog or what. So I would love to have breadcrumbs here. I think this one comes from the blog. Am I correct? No. So I don't really know where this one comes from. That's a mystery to be solved. Okay. Let's go to cookers. Okay, here we have breadcrumbs. Okay. Here there are breadcrumbs as well. What about here? Here we don't have breadcrumbs. Again, this is not a critical issue here because this is a small site, relatively small site. It has like 200 something web pages, so don't really need those breadcrumbs everywhere. But on this ultimate guide, I would love to have it because I don't know where it belongs. There is this guide. Where does it belong to? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so I think that's all regarding the manual review of this site. So it is generally quite fast. Nothing in this regard. Let me now show you Screaming Frog and what I found in Screaming Frog. So I crawled the site with Screaming Frog. Let's see. Here we have HTML web pages, like 600. Let's see what's there. So 600. And as you remember, in the Google index, there were like 200 something. Let's see. Okay. Now we have the answer. Now we have the answer. These are okay. I see now. So this blog is created in such a way. It's created in Elementor, and each article, each product that you see on those, for instance, here on those product pages, is basically a separate web page. And here in this review, the content of those separate pages is pulled in and displayed here. That's why this site has so many web pages, and they are set to no index, so it's okay. Let me show you an example of such a page. So yeah, this is what I thought. So this is an example product which is pulled to one of those review pages. So that's why this site has so many web pages, and they have a no index tag, so this is perfectly fine. Some of them are redirected, which is, from what I see here, okay. Okay, blog. So we have categories. Oh, everything looks okay here. Let's see images. Is there something? So we may want to check, for instance, regarding images. We may want to check if they all are. I don't like those names of those images. They are just numbers. This is not the best practice, but if an image has an old text, then this low quality image file name is kind of acceptable, but generally it is not advisable. Let's see. Okay, so this is an image of a product. Okay, at this point there's no use in changing those names of those files, but generally this is something to remember about. Okay, external links, HTML. So as I expected, these are mostly affiliate links. So okay, mostly affiliate links. But to kind of keep the balance, I would make sure that there are some external links to some high value sites, maybe even to the documentation of the manufacturer of a given cooker. This can kind of maybe a little bit boost the quality, the EAT of the site in the eyes of Google. Okay, no flash content, one PDF. Okay, that was, I was looking at external, internal, external. Okay, security, no mixed content. Okay, here I can see there is this one URL, but it is redirected, so everything is great. Okay, response codes. So success, redirection, let's see those redirected URLs. Okay, so these are those, from what I see, shortened URLs to affiliate links. Some of those internal links are redirected, so the best soup makers. Okay, so they're redirected to 2021. Okay. Okay. How to buy a new gas cooker. Okay, one thing to keep in mind, for instance, if you're auditing a site and you see that there are those redirected URLs. So for instance, let's say this one is redirected to this one, this URL. So when you see something like this, you want to go here and check what internal links point to this URL that is redirected. Because if this URL is redirected to this one, all of the internal links should point to this URL instead of this one. Let's see if there are links pointing to this URL. In links, okay, so I can see that on those web pages, there is a link to this redirected URL. So the best thing to do in this case would be to edit those pages and change those links to this link, this updated link, so that when Google is crawling this site, it does not have to hop through this redirect, but can go directly to this URL. Okay. No meta refresh, client errors. So there are a few. So these Amazon links do not work. Something to be updated. If I click on this on the link and go here in links, I can see on what web page this link is placed. So it is placed here, and so this page needs to be updated. The link that's on this page. Okay, and this one also does not work. Returns 404, something to be updated. URLs, there are six URLs that have parameters. But okay, I see they're non-indexable, so that's okay. That's okay. Page titles, nothing is duplicated, so it's probably there's no duplication. I can see that some titles are the same as H1, so something to maybe can be changed. So for instance, that the title is slightly different than the H1. For instance, in H1, there can be a different variation of the same keyword or a synonym, so that it is not 100% the same. Meta descriptions, everything is great. Missing, so those category pages do not have a meta description. I don't think this is something to worry about. I don't think so, especially that category pages are very, very rarely now even rank. So it doesn't matter if they have a meta description or don't. If they don't, then Google will generate something. H1, so no missing H1 text, quite okay. Duplicate H1 text, let me see. Okay, so it looks like on some of those pages there are duplicated H1 tags. Okay, so let's see this example page. Let's open it. Okay. Let's open it. And again, I don't know where this page belongs to. Is it from the blog? I guess it is not from the blog because I don't see it here. I don't know where it belongs. Okay, let's see the structure of headers here. Headings. So yeah, I can see that they are duplicated in some way. How to roast coffee beans at home. Let me see the code. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. And let's see how to roast. Okay, let's do it this way. H1 tag. Okay, so here it is added one time. Okay, so maybe. Okay, so I think this is something we can kind of neglect. That's because it is probably taking the title as the H1, and there is this title. This is a title, and it is okay. So this is not a problem in this case at all. Content, exit duplicates, nothing, everything is okay. So I can see here are those low content pages. So these are category pages. That's okay. There is this one outdoor cooking page, guides. Let's see this. Okay. So this is kind of an empty page. So maybe something should be done with that page. And those pages with products, but that's okay. There are not indexable. Blog pages, okay. Spelling errors, images, missing. Okay, so some of those images, as I was showing at the beginning, do not have an alt text. Canonicals, so self-referencing. So in the case of this site, this is kind of desirable. Canonicalized. So this one is canonicalized. So this one, I don't know. Let's see. Is it? Why is it? I'm not sure if this is really something that should be done. I have no idea. Anyway, again, this is a kind of this is, let's say, a guide, and I don't know where it belongs. It is hidden. It's hidden, and only I was able to get that to that page only because I crawled this site. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have found that page. So if we are here, let's see the site structure. Okay, so I think that may be the problem. As you can see, the crawl depth is kind of, some of those pages are really hidden deep, really hidden deep in the structure. So I would make sure to make those pages really visible. So all of those kind of guide content, this guide content should be moved to blog. This is the place where such pages should be placed, and this would immediately improve the internal linking structure of this site, because Googlebot would visit the homepage, then it would go to those categories, to those reviews, okay. Then it would go to the blog and see all those kind of supporting informational material. And here now it is completely hidden from everyone. Not from everyone, but that's not optimal at all. Okay, pagination directive. So index, no index, index. So all of those indexable pages, how to, what, other than reviews, should be linked from the blog section and interlinked between one another whenever it makes sense, of course. Hreflangs are not used, MP not, structured data. So we can see that there are structured data is used on this site. Okay, we can sitemaps. Let me crawl, do a crawl analysis to see whether the URLs that are in sitemaps are correct. Okay, I did crawl analysis. Now I can see that. Okay, I think I have the answer. So I did the crawl analysis, and I can see that 100 web pages are not placed, are not in the sitemap. So I'm not sure if this is really the case, but if this is something to be confirmed, but if it is really the case, and I think in some of those cases, like everything you need to know about, yeah, those are those hidden pages. So they should definitely be added to the XML sitemap. Let me quickly check the sitemap. Okay, so we have this sitemap page post, so it should have those URLs. But does it really have them? 100, maybe it does. So here we have 6 URLs. And here we have, okay, so it looks like it probably has those URLs. It is just Screaming Frog that maybe didn't crawl, didn't saw this. Let me see what's in robots.txt, and I will tell you more. Okay, so in the robots.txt we have this sitemap index. Let me visit that. Okay. Okay, so now I can see why Screaming Frog is showing me that those web pages are not in the sitemap, because the Screaming Frog by default checks the URL of the site that is provided in robots.txt. And as you can see, this is the wrong address. This one should be redirected to the default address, which is sitemap XML. Am I correct? No. What was this? Sitemap. Oh, okay. I can see it right now. What's the problem? So the sitemap, the URL of the sitemap here is from the old domain, the domain from which this website was redirected. So this is definitely the wrong address, and this address needs to be changed into the correct one, which is not which cooker, but which kitchen appliance. Okay, so this needs to be updated. And so yeah, I assume that those web pages are indeed in the sitemap. Okay. One thing I see here is that those posts have this blog in their URL, blog, but there are also other kind of blog type pages, like how to, everything you need to know, and they don't have this blog. So I would make sure they are kind of unified. So maybe these maybe these URLs or these, probably these because there are fewer of these addresses. Maybe they should be kind of unified with the ones that are there so that they don't have this blog here. This is not really necessary. So I would make sure that they can be all put in blog under blog, but they don't need to have this blog in their URL. Okay. Okay. Page speed. We talked about this. So, okay. So I think that generally the site is kind of okay, but the sitemap needs to be updated. The URL of the sitemap in robots.txt. All of those informational articles definitely need to be interlinked properly from within the site. Ideally, they should be all placed here in the blog, and they don't need to have blog in their URL. They can all be unified. Doesn't matter, but I would add them here. I would make sure the alt text is added to all of the images. And I think that's generally everything. And with this type of website, this is an affiliate site, to be able to, for this site to keep growing and to not to lose traffic, not to lose freshness, I would recommend adding like maybe even 3 new pages every week. The more can be added, the better. And I would not add kind of guides that are very general and not really long in depth like this one, because I don't think this guide has any chance of ranking in Google. I don't think so. This is too competitive. Maybe Forbes, if they wrote something like this, maybe they would have a chance of ranking for that term. So I would focus on creating very in-depth, long guides, and I would target less competitive keywords so that those other types of pages, those informational pages like this one, really stand a chance of ranking. Because if they don't rank, they kind of pull the entire site down, in my opinion. So, summing up, I would add new content in the form of in-depth long guides that targets maybe a little bit less competitive keywords. And I will add new reviews so that the site keeps earning money and keeps earning more money. And I think that's all. This mini audit kind of became longer than I planned, as always. Okay, so I think that's all for this site. See you in the next SEO mini audit. Bye bye.